First, we're going to tackle this Madden. What's your opinion on that trailer?
So I'm disappointed, but at this point, what else is new with Madden? I am disappointed. Not that I ever had my hopes high. I never had hopes high because Madden has been very consistent for the past decade of, just being disappointed as a whole. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I mean, for them to not have they reveal come out on time and then to come out with it now and for the trailer to be as short as it is, it lets me know that the game about to be due.
That was definitely a bad sign. That was definitely a bad sign because I don't think they ever had that. I've never seen that happen to where they had a reveal schedule and they didn't come out with it that day. That's crazy talk to me. I ain't. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they I don't know, man. Like I feel like it's going to eventually get to the point where like the hand is going to get forced to where they're going to lose the license in full, which would be a blessing in disguise.
What if they lose the license?
Huh?
You talking about if they're not able to exclusively make games anymore?
Yeah. Like they can still make it, but they won't be the only ones.
Well, I thought that, see, when it came to that, this is the thing, right? What I noticed when it comes to Madden. And this, I got to blame the NFL for this too now, because I'm going to say this, and I don't even mean to drift off on it, but MLB The Show, right? You know that was a PlayStation exclusive, right?
Right.
MLB stepped in and was like, look, man, we want more people to play our game, so we making this multi-plat. If you want the license, you better make this multi-plat. Otherwise, y'all not going to have the exclusive license anymore. So if the NFL really wanted to make this thing available to everybody, they would. Because the NFL have the ability to do that. And tell EA, like, look, man.
Well, I mean, like, that would be somewhat of a dream come true if 2K was to be able to make a game. Because, I mean, just looking at the way 2K is with basketball, mm-hmm. given that 2K basketball games for me personally have not really hit that hard, but I can see it being because, one, they've made 2K like so in depth that you got to really have time to like dedicate to it to actually like not just get good at gameplay, but to understand everything else for every facet of the game that I would personally play, which is the my GM.
So let me ask you this question. Because you're a big football guy. You're more so football than basketball, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So because 2K, for me, 2K has been, due to me being a basketball junkie, I buy it every year, and I feel like I have to almost. You know what I'm saying? And mm-hmm. I bypass a lot of the stuff because I love the sport. You know what I'm saying? Right. I bypass a lot of things because I love basketball. So is that how you would feel if 2K started doing the shenanigans with football if they had it, but if it was very in depth? Like, you know how like they got that new motion system and all that in 2K where it's very realistic?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Would you be a football guy and they actually had that in the game, but would you be able to bypass the shenanigans because of your love of the game?
Yeah, because I'm doing it now with Matt.
Yeah. See what I'm saying? So I definitely understand that. So, I mean, I almost, okay, as far as 2K making the game, right, because I played that 2K mobile game at my brother's graduation because I was bored to death. So I downloaded the 2K mobile game, played it, right? It's a card game. But the positivity I took from that card game was the animations. And and how the football actually looked. Like they still showing that they can make a realistic looking game. Now, obviously, it was an arcade style, but if you look, the graphics not gonna be on point because it's a phone. You know what I'm saying? But the animations, the throwing and catching, it looked like they not. It looked like they've been keeping that polished stuff in the tuck behind the scenes, just in case whenever they're able to unleash, they will. That's what I feel like when it comes to 2K.
Well, I mean, can't know for sure, but
yeah,
at this point, like, the public will take anything. To be honest.
Well, will they?
Yeah.
Is it from 2K? Because I played that Maximum Football, right? I do got that up. I played it.
Yeah, but Maximum Football is not in NFL, so it's not
right.
like.
So you talking about actual sim, like a real official NFL game? That's what you're talking about. Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. See, because Madden, they done got it wrong so bad for so many consecutive years. Every year, people buy Madden, and I feel like it's only because this is the only option that we got.
Well, it is.
And I mean, well, unless like the modding community modded like an older version of Madden that people liked more. And
I'm about to say, not even cut that off. You know what's crazy? You know, NFL, was it NCAA 06? The one you said that was like the best one?
On the PS2.
Yeah, they modded that joint like to where on the PC, right? I don't know how they able to do this, but they got a modded version of that game updated with playoffs and everything, the whole nine on the PC. So they're able to do that, but they only do that with the college.
Right. So I mean, like, I guess if people started doing that more often, maybe, even then, like, that's kind of like a long shot a little bit. But like, okay. So I was thinking about this. Okay. To make the perfect Madden game, this is what came to my mind. To make the perfect Madden game, EA could literally just pull from the past of the things that they have already done. And they can make like the perfect Madden game.
You know how people is. So they're going to be talking about, you know how people is. That sounds like a great idea. You saying, like, I get it. I definitely feel you. You know what I mean? But, you know, they should have been at it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they do that, they still gonna complain.
Well, I mean, yes, of course, because it's still EA, they're gonna give us something to complain about. But just the fact that they've given us something back that they took away from us would make people a little bit more satisfied. Because when we think about like everything that they've had, going back to the PS2 days, right? Like, for anybody that loves to play franchise mode, the PS2 days, remember, I don't know if you remember this or not like that, but back in the PS2 days, during the Madden franchise, when you would be going through the like menu and stuff like that in the franchise mode,
yep,
it'll have a radio show going on.
That was in 05, that was in 04, I believe that was in 03. You know what I'm saying? I think 05 had the best one though, because you could set, you can't set the team. I think you can set the team.
Right.
I think you could. I think you could, because I used to always have that Calvin Johnson.
Skill specific?
Yeah.
Well, see, I don't remember seeing where you can set team radio specific.
No, I ain't talking about the radio. I'm talking about the video playing in the background. Oh, you talking about the radio? The radio station was in 05.
Yeah, they had it in like 06, 07 too.
They did? Okay. Oh.
Right. But yeah, so if they bring that back, that'll be something that people would appreciate. So one of the things that was dope about Madden back in the PS2 days, when you got to like the off season for like the NFL draft and whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
you got to actually train the prospects. So you can kind of like get a feel for how they would operate in the actual game.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was dope. Now Madden brought back the training camp this past couple, what was it, last year? This past year, they brought back the training camp to where you can train players and they would, they would be able to essentially get like a little boost to start the season off.
Right.
Depending on how good you do with them. Now, the only thing that I didn't like about what they did this year was that they didn't give you nothing to help the offensive lineman get better. They got a drill for every position on the football team except for offensive line, which is crazy. You got a drill for the punter, you got a drill for the kicker, but you don't got a drill for the offensive line.
That's only it makes sense.
Exactly. Right now, if you put in Madden 24 and you do your franchise and you try to, train an offensive lineman, it'll say there's no drill available.
The offensive line is, in my opinion, one of the more vital positions. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to protect the quarterback. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, your offense almost, it probably is. It's like the offensive line can make or break your whole offense.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So,
absolutely.
Dog,
so they went lazy on that. And
I was about to say, it sounded like they didn't have they just said skip it and didn't put it in there. They ran out of time. You know what I'm saying?
The funny thing is, in Madden 08 and 09, I believe it was, they had drills for offensive line.
They should just copy and paste that thing.
That's what I'm saying. So they've done this in the past, but they took it away from us. That's like, if they just gave us back the things that they took away from us, people would feel a little bit better about Madden. Like, not that all the gameplay issues would be fixed or anything like that, but at least the features would be back to being somewhat on point.
Do you think that, I'm gonna just throw this out here, I don't think it's true, but do you think that due to the hype in NCAA 25, they like, man, they don't really care about this Madden. They're not caring about Madden. They only care about the NCAA.
I mean, if they are doing that, that's dumb business.
Like, because the way they got it bundled, like, I always said this. Well, I thought I was under the impression, which was a blow to me, a big, big blow. But when they explained it, I still like, okay, but it's still a blow due to the fact you're not able to transfer draft classes. Because at that point, I don't see many people playing Madden like that this year. With the college football coming out, and folks have been wanting this for years, it kind of shut the whole football gaming community down. That's all folks is going to play, though. They're not going to play Madden. They're going to probably get it, but they go right back to the college. You know what I'm saying? Like, so by not having the draft classes in there, that's crazy. So the way they bundled it, just so they can get, I feel like they bundled it so they can get their Madden sales. Because NCAA, the college football is going to sell regardless. That's going to sell.
Right, you're right. So, I mean, I say this about that. There's going to be the heavy movement for EA is going to be college. But the NFL, being that there's no other competition, it's still going to get moved. But I feel like because college always comes out before Madden.
Right.
It always does that.
Right.
So with that being the case, Madden is on the they teeter-tottering on not being able to sell any.
That's why they bundled it.
Well, I mean, look, the bundle is really only beneficial because you get the game 3 days early.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I don't, for them to not have to transfer draft classes, that makes it pointless of a bundle. Only way I could see, only reason why they bundled it is to get the Madden sales, because them sales gonna be down, bro. I'm telling you, them sales gonna be down due to that NCAA or the college. I don't know why I keep calling it that, but the college football.
That's the same thing.
You know what I'm saying, man? So I mean, I'm not excited. I've seen now. I'm gonna say this. I am gonna say this. I've seen some beta gameplay footage that folks been putting up. I didn't get a beta code. I didn't even know how to get a beta code, but some people got access to the beta, and I've seen some pretty decent animations and stuff from Madden this year. I've seen, what I did see, it looked like a little buggy too. Like they going to have to patch that up as well.
I mean, that's been Madden for the past how many years? Yeah. Every Madden game that has came out, at least for the past 5 years or so, every game that has came out has been constant patches after the release date.
Yeah, because I looked at it and I'm like, the animations, the route running do look a little decent. The running, it looked like they improved some, and not nothing crazy, but like they improved some stuff there. But I'm like, this looked a little glitchy.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, you know, the thing with Madden is they've been lazy for so long. Like even throughout the PS2 days of Madden, the play almost looks very similar from the beginning of PS2 to the last drop of the PS2 console for Madden.
I will say this.
Looks very.
I say this on the PS2 era because I remember when they started. Like, hold on, once because I remember when Madden 01 came out. That was the dude from the Titans. I stayed in Alabama when that dropped. I'm like, man, this game cold. You know what I'm saying?
George.
Then 02, the Vikings, counting the Vikings.
Yeah,
I liked that one.
Dante Culpepper.
03, my man's from the Rams. Was it Work Done?
Marshall Faulk.
Oh, Marshall Faulk. Thought that was tight. The best, like the most, we know the iconic one, the Vic one, the cheat code Vic. You know what I'm saying? Then 05 was dope. But then that's the 2K5 era. Once they bought that and they came out with that QB vision, which it was hit or miss. Some people liked it. Some people hated it.
Well, no. The QB vision for EA was on 06.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. After 05, then when they went to 06, when they had
Donovan McNabb.
Yep, on the cover they had that QB vision. Right. That was the big thing because we don't count the 06 that was on Xbox 360. That game, they stripped it all the way down, just made it all graphics. You know what I'm saying? But the PS2 version, the Xbox version was the key. And I know some people, that's where they kind of started going down a little bit because a lot of people was complaining about that QB vision. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have an issue with it, but some people did not like that QB vision. You know?
Which is like, okay, theoretically, that's a realistic trait because not every quarterback can see the whole field at the same time.
Right.
That's the difference between vets and rookies and guys that got it and guys that don't. But the thing about it is like when it came to like user to user play, you pretty much was telegraphing where the ball was going because of that. So it's one thing to have that on there, but you should allow me to take it off.
Right.
It should not be mandatory for gameplay to have to play with that. But like on some other stuff that they took away from us. So you brought up like the 03 version. The 03 version, those are instant replays that they had in the 03 version was dope. And then And then if we keep going down the line, the '07 version with Sean Alexander on the cover.
Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah. That was when they had kind of like introduced the different ways of breaking the tackle. Like it was kind of offensive version of the hit stick, but depending on the ball carrier, it determined how they was going to try to get out, break the tackle. So if you had a power back, he was going to try to run through you, run you over. But if you had an elusive back, he was going to try to like wiggle his way around you and stuff like that, that was kind of dope.
Right.
That was in itself.
Right.
And then the other thing too about that, if you go to the 08 version, which was like the first one for PS3, I think it was.
08.
With Vince Young.
Okay, yeah. I think that was the first one for PS3. It may have been 07 though, but go ahead.
08 started the little like icons underneath each player.
You talking about like the stuff they had like in live almost? Superstar abilities almost?
Yeah. Superstar abilities, and they had like the icons underneath them, like if you had a really fast dude, he had like a shoe with the wings and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. That kind of stuff. They started that. But they had like the player introductions on there too. Oh yeah, that was the other thing too. I forgot to mention that. On the 2002 version with Dante Culpepper, Vikings, the player introductions was better. They would introduce like a lot of the key players on that side of the ball, and they would come running out. Which was
hard.
dope.
That's hard.
Yeah, because if you've been to a game before, that's kind of like how they do it.
Yeah, it just, I never understood, like, when you make a sequel, you're supposed to keep the stuff in the past and improve upon it. You're not supposed to take stuff away. You know what I'm saying? That don't even make sense.
Right. And then the other dope thing, too, about the PS2 versions, and it was also in Madden 09. Madden 09 that had Brett Favre on the cover. If you did college road to glory or campus legend or whatever, you can transfer him over to Madden and continue like your career with the same player.
I think now they did say, speaking of that, I think you can transfer your road to glory guy over to Madden. You just can't do the draft class this year. So you can do the road to glory, but not the draft class.
Which is kind of like crazy. But I mean, what we gonna do? I mean, we ain't creating.
Oh, you chopped out a little bit. You chopping up a little bit.
I was just saying, like, we ain't creating the game.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I be saying when I try to talk about some of these games. Like, then I could do it. I mean, what can I say? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
What can you say? I mean, like that Madden trailer to me, I'm looking like it's all right.
It's nothing to go on the way.
Like it's all right. I mean, it looked like some CGI type stuff anyway. So I'm like, I highly doubt this is actually in the game. Like, I mean, so I don't have really my expectations is like I don't have none. I really don't have expectations for college football. I just want to play it and build a school. That's not I don't really have really high expectations for that. I'm just happy to be able to play college football and create the school and do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's all I care about. Like, when I say I have no expectations though, I have none. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really, I already got it paid for, so I'm already going to get it. I'm committed to getting it. So, but let me ask you this. If you was the commissioner in the NFL, whatever, I don't know who makes these calls for the game. Would you demand, would you allow them to exclusively have a license?
No, because
that's the reception of the people.
No, because that's cutting out my money.
Right.
That's cutting out my money. I wouldn't be doing that. No, not at all.
Because I forgot about this one game. NFL Fever, Xbox exclusive. Dog, I had looked at some gameplay footage that the other day. I'm like, yo, and the guy was breaking it down like this is one of them hidden gems that people don't talk about. That game was official. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, man, if they had other people just like basketball who can develop football games in this day and age with this new technology, man, I would love to see it because I used to play game day a lot, actually.
Well, you know, I remember the Fever. Because, that was around the time where I gave Xbox a chance.
Okay. I didn't even know you had Xbox.
I played Xbox. I had the very first system, the very first Xbox.
Oh, the big one.
Yeah, the big fat joint.
Mm-hmm.
Joint that looked like a VCR.
Right.
But I remember playing the Fever, and I didn't like the way the players ran. Like, they looked wavy.
Yeah.
So that kind of turned me off.
Mm-hmm.
I went and took the Xbox back, and I got PlayStation 2.
So you took it back because I ran?
I'm really only a sports gamer. I really only play football and basketball. So if you get those wrong, I have nothing else to, be attached to you for.
Well, they had Madden on Xbox too.
They did.
You know
I just wanted to go back to because anybody that was PlayStation that went to Xbox, that controller difference is kind of a big deal.
Well, it is. I mean, not so much nowadays, but that big old controller back in the day was crazy. Right. That's why they came out with that small one. That was I hated that controller, and I'm an Xbox guy. So that big Duke controller, nah, man. But I mean, like, I would love to see what a game day would look like in today's day and age. A game day, because even back then on PlayStation, game day was fire.
Yeah, game day. It was nice to have different options.
You know what I'm saying? Game day was cold. Some other football game. I mean, there was some. Making a good football game is hard to do. So I mean, you got to make sure everything is on point when you're dealing with something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not easy to make a good football game. So due to the fact that 2K didn't even have a long run at it. The first 2K that came out, NFL 2K on Dreamcast, I remember looking at that game like, what the dog? That's great. Like, because I played on a basketball team. We went to some dude's house that I didn't know. And he had the Dreamcast because I didn't have NFL 2K. I had NBA 2K. And I seen how that mug looked. Yo, this how the game. I used to think that was the realest looking game ever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They only had 5-year run. That's it.
Well, see, like, I remember playing the 2K that had the Randy Moss on the cover.
That's 2K2. That game was cold too.
Right, and then you had the Brian Urlacher.
Yep. That's the guy for the Bears.
You had the Warren Sapp cover.
That's the foe.
And then you finally had the
Terrell Owens. That's that's on Mount Rushmore.
yeah. To me that's the greatest football game ever made for pro. College, they even had a college version of the 2K.
Yeah, that 2K3, I ain't really like that too much.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, to get back on the Madden, right?
Mm-hmm.
Other things that they took away from us.
Mm-hmm.
Because online gaming has became a thing,
mm-hmm.
especially when you with your people and whatnot.
Right.
If you do an online franchise, if you do a fantasy draft, you like to see who everybody else is drafting. Well, on this years and the past couple years, Madden, they kind of took that away to where they just, on your screen, you just seeing where you at and who the team is right before you, what they draft. But you can't see what like everybody else drafted. Like, it's kind of crazy how they do it like that, because it's weird. It's different from one, what we've been used to, and two, it's different from what they show you on real life. Like, they always doing a review of who drafted who.
Why would they?
I mean, it's
that
something.
Out?
It's something so simple and small, but
that's a big thing, dude. That's not
right.
Small.
Well, I mean, the reason why I said it's simple and small is because it's like, it's not the biggest impactful thing for a video game, but
well, if you're doing fantasy draft, it is.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It means so much to the people that do that. See, because what kind of messed up Madden,
mm-hmm.
at least this is my personal opinion about it, when they started doing that MUT League stuff.
Ultimate Team?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the card-based joint, though, ain't it?
Well, no, because people be playing against each other online, and it's kind of got like a 2K-ish kind of...
They make money off of it. They buy packs?
I guess so. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't play my Ultimate Team, fam. I don't do none of that. I don't mess with none of those modes.
Yeah, so when they started doing that, I feel like that was when, like, we started going from bad to really bad. Because now you're showing you're more concerned about Madden Ultimate Team than the actual game itself. I mean, we haven't touched any of the gameplay issues. we just talking about like other side features, you know? And it's crazy that that's the case, but it is what it is. Like, the Madden developers have been the definition of lazy. You know, I mean, when you just compare it to what they've given us in the past, like, this is bad. Like, okay, so like the other dope thing about the PS2 days, mm-hmm. right? Remember the newspaper?
Yep.
How go to the newspaper and whatnot?
Yep.
Now, given this is a different day and age, and newspapers really ain't around like that.
They can make social media look confused, though. You know what I'm saying?
We got Instagram, we got the X, we got Facebook, we got all of that stuff.
Because think about it, Live did that.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when you played the one mode or whatnot? They had they made it look modern, little Instagram looking clips where folks talking about your progress. They want newspaper, but it was modern, so they can do that.
Right? Yeah. They can definitely do that if they didn't get lazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Because those are the little things that mean a lot to people.
Yeah.
Those are little things. That's why 2K5, when it came out, it stole everybody's heart. Not that it was $20. It was the fact that everything that it brought to the table. It brought the most realistic gameplay and the features added on to that. Because like 2K, you had the My Crib or something like that.
Yeah, I used to design that. They started that in 6 though. They started that My Crib thing in 6. You know what I'm saying? But
it was in 2K5.
It started in 5.
Yeah, with Terrell Owens on the cover. Remember that was
we talking about the football. Oh snap! I remember that. Yeah, because that game they had that little phone in there, and then folks would call you, and you play as celebrities and all this stuff. Oh, you forgot to mention they had that first person mode too.
Yeah, they had first.
What did you think about that?
I personally wasn't the biggest fan of the first person mode, so I never really did it. Like
that was so in depth. They even had certain things in certain people's helmets.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Now, given some time to like master that, I can see that being dope. But because we only got 1 year of that, I'll pass on it.
I think that 2K, just that whole line made a statement that year. Because all these sports games are $20. The baseball, the hockey. Remember 2K had a whole line of sport games. Know what I'm saying? That whole line was $20.
Yeah,
and it put the pressure on EA. Period, all the way on board.
Yeah, because that was the year that Ben Wallace was on the cover for 2K.
Yeah. Yep. They came. They bet on themselves, and I think I almost feel like if they maybe it hurt them by doing that, because with them doing that, they boost their sales up very high. Because if you look on the box art of those games, maybe they should say, "Oh, the number one selling." It never said the number one rated, the number one selling football or basketball game. It'd be on the box art, right? So Madden always had the number one selling. Know what I'm saying? But once 2K did that, I think that took that away. I'm saying, we're gonna buy this. I think they, I think that they even approached the NBA for exclusive license. But I don't think they weren't having that though.
Well, I mean, I don't know if that was them kind of having like some underlying understanding that Madden was about to like close the deal to like keep the football license or whatever. But
NBA?
Well, I'm talking about 2K.
Yeah, okay.
2K, I don't know if they did that because they probably got word of what Madden was about to do.
No, I'm saying EA tried to go to the NBA about that, I think.
Which is fine. They can try. I mean, look, I want them to make another NBA Live. So.
Yeah, but I don't want them exclusive either.
Yeah, exactly.
God, no. Please don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But, Madden, look here, man. Madden, there's no excitement. I don't see no hype for that game. You know what I'm saying? I see no hype. Usually people will be in an uproar about them pulling something like that. They don't care, bro.
Right. I mean,
I don't see no uproar, man.
Because everybody done got numb to it. Everybody done got numb to it. I mean, we've gotten to the point now to where we literally don't expect anything from them.
Yeah.
But still, because it's the only thing that we got.
That's messed up.
Which is part of the problem. We keep supporting the problem because it's the only thing that we got. Now, if people was to be willing to go through a 1-year drought, knowing that Madden is going to be disappointing, if the people was willing to go through a 1-year drought of no Madden, that'll speak volumes.
I'll say this. That's like anything in the world, though. Like, if folks will if they get sick of how jobs treat them and the whole world just stop going to work in one day, that'll shut a lot of things down, dog. And that change some tunes, but they won't do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, my question for you is this. Would you play an indie football game that don't have professional teams but got all the features you want and the gameplay you want?
Yeah, absolutely. Because
playing Maximum, I played the Maximum on the channel. I mean, it's a little choppy because of the dock. The audio is choppy, not the gameplay, because of what dock I was using. But the game, I'm not gonna lie, because Maximum, they put some work into this game. And there's some things about this game that look good. I'm like, okay. And their customization, I didn't show it, but their customization is next level. I looked at some footage on that. I mean, you can customize everything from, like the little sleeves under the shoulder pad. You could customize that, put logos on that. You could do everything. I mean, you can create everything from the ground up. And the game actually looks good. And the animations look pretty solid. There's some things they got to work on, but I'm like, if Maximum Football actually stick to this, because they took some elements from Madden as far as the entrance and everything like that, and certain things, certain aspects. But I'm like, this looks pretty good from where they came from. And if somebody actually got the cojones enough to actually go for a throttle and try it, I just want to see what happens. Because it just seems like folks not doing it because they know people not going to buy it because it's not NFL. And I know they know that. Because if folks they would have gave all pro football a chance.
I mean,
and all pro football had real players in it too.
Right.
And also, not even to say that, actually, you know what? The NFL PA is a whole different, the players PA, so whatever it is, a whole different situation because that wild card football have all the NFL players in there, just not the team.
Right.
So somebody can actually make a sim game that's not NFL teams, but have the real players in it.
I mean, well, I felt like that's what 2K should have been doing this whole time.
I just thought about that. You could actually have, because the wild card football, which I do have, they have the team names by the quarterback, right? And the quarterback, it got pretty much the same colors as the team and with the players. You know what I'm saying? That's on the team. But it's just not the NFL team. So you could actually, so 2K could do that. They could actually get the deal with the players and the Players Association, whatever. They can give their rights, or they can lend their likenesses to that game, and they can do whatever they want with that. Because it doesn't have the NFL. Now, you would play something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see.
Most definitely. But like, this is what I felt like 2K should have been doing the whole time. 2K should have been having something else on the side. Just don't put the NFL Shield logo on there, and don't put none of the franchises in there. Matter of fact, they could have did it without the real players. They could have they could have just made up some players, kind of like some football was doing. They could have just made up some players, made up some teams, made up some stadiums, made up some uniforms, and just constantly been showing the world on a year-by-year basis how much more elevated they are than that.
No, it's crazy. Blitz did that. If they would have just stayed with it. I mean, I know it was over the top and all, but Blitz.
Blitz was kind of cool, but Blitz was kind of more of like the arcadey type of football game.
No, but I'm just saying to prove your point. Like, you know, they kept Blitz because Blitz is still a legendary arcade game. Blitz. Right. We used to get down in Blitz. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you played Blitz that much, but we used to play the mess out of some Blitz. You know what I'm saying? So they kept Blitz. They just added their own spin to it since the NFL wasn't involved. And they had a crazy story. It was still Blitz, but they incorporated all type of stuff. So if college football, I'm not college football, but 2K was to do that, they could have a dope story. They could do whatever they want because the NFL ain't involved. They have no say.
Exactly.
So they could make some cold stuff. You think about the little player mode, right? I hate that. I hate that mode, but I think the reason why it's corny in NBA is because the NBA is involved and they can't really go where they want to. The only reason why, like, the best story they kind of had was that Spike Lee one, even though it went left. But that was the best production they had out of the story, right? So they could do something dope with the football but I don't know if they want to get that creative because it takes a lot to create. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they probably don't want to be that creative. But I mean, I definitely would play it.
I mean, look, they got a lot of options at their disposal that they just not sure if they want to pour assets into.
I mean, it costs a lot to build these games too. So
it do. And right now, fortunately, you don't, with Madden being as bad as it is, let the people find out that 2K is making a simulation football game. It's just not going to be NFL. We're gonna be all over that. Going to be all over that. Everybody's going to give that at least one chance.
They got to do it. And they just got to. I just don't know why they won't. Why they won't.
The only thing that 2K would probably have to do is they would have to bet on themselves. This is going to take a whole lot of future planning, but they would have to bet on themselves and make the game do something similar to what they did with the 2K5, where come out where the game is like only $20. Not saying it's going to be $20 now, but say they make a game and it's only going to be like $40.
Right.
Versus paying $70.
Right.
You know, if they do that, that's going to be kind of like betting on themselves, showing the world that, okay, they're capable of doing. And then after they stole all the fans, then they can go back to charging regular price.
You know a feature that would make them sell though? If they did it, you know a feature that would make it sell, right?
If they had like an NFL version of the My Player?
No. It'd be team creation suite and be able to upload your own logos without having to log into the internet. And be able to share rosters.
I mean,
if they did that, it'd be a wrap because
you can essentially make an NFL game without making it.
Listen, I would do that. Like, listen, if I'm them, I'm like, okay, we can't make an NFL sim. No problem. You can't tell us what features to put in the game. So, like, look, share, like how NBA got their stuff, share roster, create teams, same exact thing, except make their stuff so in-depth to where you got these guys out here that got time to really sit down and create a whole roster of players. And I think in a sense with the NFL, since you don't really see people's faces, it'd be even better because you ain't got to worry about molding folks' faces to look the way it needs to be because they got a helmet on 95% of the time. So, man, that'd be crazy. Like that's all they got to do is put that feature in there. Have all the proper franchise modes and all that stuff, everything you need, but then put that feature in there where you can create teams, stadiums and all.
Right.
It'd be a wrap.
Right. Now, just to get back on to the trailer, it looks like what they trying to add into it this year is the fact of ball carriers being able to be more elusive with the ball. Okay.
Didn't they add that before or something?
Well, like I said, everything that they've brought to the table is things that they've brought to us before.
Yeah.
Put it out to a degree.
Right.
So, I don't know. I'll just say this. Some of the things that have been glaring about Madden is they don't have different running styles for different types of ball carriers. And they don't have the technique the same or proper for cornerbacks and defensive backs. They focus a lot on offensive stuff. Quarterback throwing motions, footwork, and stuff like that. Wide receiver route running is not what it should be, but it still is decent. You know, they just, I don't know. The trailer is just, it gave us nothing to be excited about. It gave us nothing to be excited about, and it's thoroughly disappointing.
I agree with you,
but it is what it is. That's Madden. Look, I don't know. We can move on.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll just say this is my final statement on that is I almost feel like at this point, it's college football got so much buzz and they know that they're like, man, whatever. We can just put it out whenever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Possibly.
you know?
Can I rap? On the path to being the best power in the airwaves, changing the way we break it down the game. Wide body on the highway, we not in one lane, no nonsense. Logic with every topic. The talk too real, the party we not invited. Want the truth? F&S subscribe to it. The death shows, who's playing ride to it. The voice is more important than the image. Feel every word spoken, no need for camera tricks. We on the grind, freeze corner with Jay sideline. DBP next in line. You gotta feel he did know when you're fired. We in it for the long haul, the fatigue's off. We don't get tired. Nah, we don't get tired. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. F&S Network, we here to stay.